Hello and a warm welcome back to the biggest and the best podcast on the land, covering the biggest and the best football clubs. Strap yourselves in, because we're going through a revolution.
Na. Wagner's at the wheel. Wagner's at the wheel.
Not only is
Wagner's at the wheel.
Not only is Wagner at the wheel, he's stuck it into sixth gear and he's on the autobahn.
And I tell you what, he's put it in fucking sport mode as well, hasn't he?
I genuinely had a full cup of tea over
Fine,
there.
and that would have made...
I'm still drinking tea.
That would have made
not
great
beer.
Hashtag content. Good, here we are. The Wagnerlution has officially begun. The Wagner wagon is walloping down the A11.
And I've got a first class ticket.
Yeah. All
Life's
aboard.
Good. Where do we start? We've got so much to cover this
On
week.
a serious note, I feel drunk on optimism.
After
positivity.
one win.
Wagner's taking us to Wembley, isn't he? No, don't laugh. Wagner's taking us to... And
Well,
did I
I'm
say?
laughing
And
because
what
it
did I
seems
say?
really
What did I say?
pessimistic
And I tell
that
you
you
what.
don't think we're getting automatic.
I love that from you. I love that from you.
Michael Bailey said in
That's
his
class.
post-match review, we can still get 96 points this season if we win every game.
And realistically, it looks like it. And that's what we did against Preston, yeah? They're fucking Preston, not PSG, yeah? I can give them one. And that's what we should be doing to most of these teams in this league. We've got the players. And tell you what, Wagner is... I don't know what Wagner did in that changing room, but you can only imagine what he's managed to do with his wand in that space of time.
Well, we said, didn't we? If Wagner gets his wand out, then magic's going to be cast.
There you go.
Love is in the air. Isn't it?
Oh, yes. I was like, what the hell? What does that mean? Love is in the air.
Why is love in the air, Chris?
Ladies and gents, boys and girls, grandmas and granddads. Love is in the air.
What is in the box?
This is
it
from,
Wagner's wand?
This is there's a secret message on the box. By the way, I'm so sorry for the audio listeners right now. Spotify and iTunes, by the way, quickly plug.
We'll do that after this.
Okay, fine. This is a box and it says on it, well, it was left on my doorstep.
Was it? Jack Valentine.
TNC, the Wagnerlution is here, ...
Oh.
And it was from Nor Chocolate. I tell you what though, can I just say, Nor, I've told you about this blue and white. Like, you need to sort that to yellow and green. Anyway, Jack, love is in the air.
Yeah.
And I want all... This is where TNC turns into QVC again. Sorry, ladies and gents, boys and girls, grandmas and granddads. Love is in the air. So, blokes. And to be fair, guys as well, of course.
Guys
Don't rule anything out these days. Love is in the air. Buy some chocolate for your Valentine, whoever it is. There's,
mine's David Wagner.
There's hot chocolate. They call them bombs.
They're a joke, those
to
things.
drop them in.
Have you had one of those?
Oh God,
They're so special.
It's like bloody sticking Dowaldino in the middle of the park.
Yeah,
like
special things happen.
You just drop it in and boom, it happens. All sorts in here, and also as well as all of the love-related chocolate that Nor have specially bought out for February the 14th. Don't be late. TNC discount. What is it?
TNC. I think it's either 10 or 15. It's in the description.
It's in the description.
Yeah.
Also, it's Veganuary for those that celebrate that as well. And we are literally turning to QVC, aren't we? I love it. If you're into that sort of thing, then you can pick up some oat milk, Nor, and it is just as tasty. I actually just enjoy having it just because it's gorgeous. So there you go.
Not only are we saving the cows, we're saving you from embarrassment on Valentine's Day, because you are going to get the love of your life, such a great gift, they will never leave you.
Absolutely. And the last public service announcement before your public service announcement is, for those of you that have enjoyed this, well, not enjoyed it, just basically
endured it.
I'm about to move house, right? So I've cleared out, and I found on the old TNC memorabilia shrine there was 2 Dennis Srebeni icon cards. 2, that's right. So I've decided to gift this, and I will send this to a lucky person in the post. All you have to do to be with a chance of winning this TNC Shrine Special, the Dennis Srebeni icon card.
You've probably pulled that out of the archives, haven't you?
All you have to do is head over to Twitter and retweet our pinned tweet and share our podcast post on stories and tag at TalkNorwichCity. That's probably too complicated. Just do stuff on social media and I might give it to you.
Last week we said that if you rated us on Spotify,
yes,
and if we got to 100, I was going to give away a Norwich City shirt. Well, drum roll, please. We did hit 100.
Yes.
We hit 200.
No.
So what I'm going to do
200
is I'm going to give away another shirt. But this time you have to review us on Apple Podcasts.
You're feeling friendly. Love really is in the air.
You know,
isn't
it's.
it?
I think you call it a value exchange. You
Yeah.
scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. So leave us a review on Apple Podcasts if you listen
Yeah.
on there. And the joy of Apple Podcasts is you can write a little review. So be really friendly, and I'm going to be giving away a shirt. So next Monday, I'll pick 2 winners, one from Spotify, one from Apple. Send out a Norwich City shirt of your choice, not that one.
Well, hang on a minute. Don't you like my new Norwich shirt?
I do really like it. Why are the sleeves so short?
Big up to I've just tucked them up, Jack. Because that's trendy. Like that's the.
Is that the
trendy
new
to
thing?
do.
Is it?
Yeah, and big up to Zeki at Knock'em Downs on Twitter, Fresh Shirts UK on Instagram. This is such a niche shirt,
So
Jack.
when is that from?
I don't know what came over me, Jack. It
Right.
was clearly I was just dreaming of
Goals.
Wagner and Dowaldinho turning into bloody Pirlo. And I ended up buying a random Norwich shirt.
Right.
It's the 1999 to 2000 third kit in long sleeve. However, as you can see on the back, it's numbered. Number 14, which is my lucky number. So I thought I'll give that a purchase. Happy days.
I like it. It's nice.
Oh, you like it now, do you?
I think it'd be a good five-a-side shirt.
Right, okay, fine.
Norwich City are back to winning ways, and not only are we back to winning ways, we are bloody brilliant.
Can you believe the contrast, Jack?
Yes, I can.
And it does make you think, and I've seen a few questions on this, it makes you think, what the bloody hell was going on in training, Neil?
You quite literally, yeah.
I don't understand how we can go from being so turgid to... And by the way, I know I've said they're Preston and not PSG, but they had the joint most clean sheets in the Championship before
They were above us in the table.
And they're above us in the table. Well, that doesn't really mean much, but joint most clean sheets, and we took them to the carpet cleaners. We absolutely destroyed them.
It was... I think last time we spoke on the podcast, we just lost to Blackburn in the FA Cup. And I think we were all of the agreement, like it was a bit of a free hit for Wagner. There were positive moments, but there was still a lack of quality. It clicked on Saturday.
Yes.
Shots turned into goals. The better defensive work turned into a clean sheet. Let's start, though, with the team lineup, because there were a few
controversial
bits in there where you went, oh, hello,
and of
Wagner's
course,
here.
Yeah, and the first and arguably most controversial was Angus Gunn dropped for Timmy Krul.
And I saw Brian Gunn with a little tweet as well,
Wow.
with the eyes emoji.
Wow, I mean, you can hardly blame him, can you?
Gunny's no spring chicken, but God, he knows how to use an eye emoji.
I do think that, well, it was a shock.
Yeah, it was.
I think it took, as I said, Wagner's got some nuts on him, is I think my reaction on Twitter to that. But the thing I think about this, Jack, this whole Tim Krul, Angus Gunn debate, and I promise you I'm not sitting on the fence, promise you, I feel like it's like picking between a Ferrari F50 Spider and a Pagani Zonda. In the Championship, either of those two goalkeepers, it's happy holidays.
Yeah.
I think it did feel harsh on Angus, but then I could almost flip this a little bit, and you can almost think, well, it's also very harsh on Tim Krul. And since this whole debate has sort of come to the surface again, I've looked into some of the statistics, and if you had your Norwich City top, people will know how to play top trump. Sorry, if you had a top trump, I'm not even drinking. I'm doing
drunk
January.
on optimism.
If you had an Angus Gunn top trump,
Yeah.
and I had a Tim Krul top
Deep
trump,
breaths.
woo! Just so excited.
My top trump, Angus Gunn, saving 99.
Yeah, and Timmy's might be 98, but then the other one is one more than the other one. It's like, it's a very good problem to have. Very good problem. So that was one of the controversial decisions.
Yeah.
Where do you stand on Tim Krul, Angus Gunn?
Well, I think I wouldn't say I was shocked to see Tim Krul in there, because as you say, Chris, the fact we've got like an international goalkeeper sat on the bench, not many Championship clubs can say that. So, look, I think Angus has been one of our better players this season. I think I like the fact that no one's undroppable.
Yes.
I like that Angus has maybe been given a bit of a kick and said, "Look, mate, you're not
undroppable line."
Yeah. So I wouldn't say I was shocked. I'm really glad Timmy had a good game, and he did. There were a few big saves in there.
Yeah.
At 3-0, the game could have completely turned if Preston would have scored their big 2 chances.
Tim Krul was absolutely superb. He turned into bloody Buffon.
And I think maybe probably the reasoning and the thinking from Wagner to put Krul in there, a little bit more experience, a little bit more leadership. I think that's a bit of a wishy-washy term, but I think that might have been the thought process, and it worked.
On this, I saw an incredibly good take on the old NCFC Twitter, and this wasn't even a question, by the way, but I just want to flag it. David Jeffries tweeted, "Krul has conceded 3 less goals than Gunn and played 1 more league game. Krul was just the latest Norwich City scapegoat like McLean. Both keepers are on par with each other, but Krul is a vastly more experienced international. We have 2 amazing keepers, and dropping either is harsh." And I thought that was quite a nice way of putting it. Like, in a black and white world, there's a lot of grey, and actually, what a great problem to have.
It is a good problem to have. I think the only thing we've got to be slightly careful with is Angus Gunn is at an age where he'll want to be playing first team football week in, week out, and I think there is a risk that if he doesn't play, then he might be looking elsewhere. There is no concrete evidence. I'm just assuming here. But I think if I'm Angus, I want to be playing first team football.
But that's the thing. He has been. I think he's got quite unlucky there, to be fair, because I actually believe that if Angus had a relatively decent defence in front of him,
of course,
then actually he would have been absolutely flying this season. But there's only ultimately, as a goalkeeper, you're the last line of defence, right? So there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
But the other shocker for me was Dowaldinho starting. Dowaldinho turned into bloody Pirlo.
I really liked what I saw from Kieran Dowell. I think the system helped him hugely.
Yeah.
Well, the difficult thing with this season to judge any player individually, and we've done it because that's what we do.
Yeah.
Particularly with Kieran Dowell, is he's had limited game time.
Yes.
So and particularly if you're a creative player or someone that's meant to be creative, having 10 minutes at the end of the game, that's not a fair judgment. He was really ill at one point, wasn't he? He had laryngitis, so you've got to take that into consideration. But I've often thought, Dowell leaves me wanting a bit more. But you look at his record at Norwich, particularly in the Championship, it's remarkable. He's one of our most creative and most productive players.
Well, honestly, you should bring that up, Jack. I was looking at the statistics, and I can't remember the exact statistic, but if you look at big chances created, Dowaldinho is more or less at the top every single time. And obviously, those guys in the analytics, the backroom staff, they see those stats. Fans normally go off the eye on what they see, and as you say, these 2, 5, 10-minute cameo appearances every now and then. But I actually want to apologise to Kieran Dowell.
Go on now.
Because I think that we have been harsh on Kieran Dowell, and actually there's nothing more I love than a player turning it around. And honestly, if you'd said to me that Kieran's out of contract, he's going to move on, at the time, a few weeks ago I would have gone, but I look at it now and I think I see a player there fighting for a new contract. And
interesting, yeah.
It was just brilliant to see him obviously score not 1 but 2. And by the way, that when we put it in off the upper left,
every goal looks better when it comes in off the crossbar.
So good.
I think you've always got to flip it for a bit of perspective and go, if we were to sign, if Kieran now wasn't our player and he was at another Championship club and he put up the numbers he has done for Norwich at another club, we signed him in January.
Yeah, you'd probably be like,
you'd class that as a decent signing, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's fair.
You've made an apology to one player. I think you owe an apology to another. One of our leading goal scorers of all time, undisputed legend, who you've slandered week in, week out on this podcast.
Not accepting.
And I think Teemu Pukki deserves an apology, because you said last week on this podcast you want to see him dropped.
I didn't say that.
I think you did.
I didn't. I said I want to. Don't wind me up. You're a sod.
I think you did say
that.
God,
you know how to piss me off, don't you? Look, to be clear, well, first of all, I apologise, Teemu. I'm very sorry to Timu Pukki for questioning you.
I love doing this.
I said on the last podcast, and I've retained this season since all of the rumours about Timu leaving, that it's time to look to the future. I didn't say drop Timu. I said we should play Sergeant Moore in his best position. And I reckon there's still some people that agree with me on this.
Yeah.
However, big however, I have said all of the stuff I've said about Timu this season has been a consequence of Dean Smith's football.
Yeah.
Right? Not Timu Pukki's ability. You said it, and rightfully so, on the last podcast. He still scored a real good amount of goals this season without having any service. And so when I see a Timu Pukki playing like that, old school Timu Pukki, vintage championship Timu Pukki, he's undroppable. And you have to play him. And that to me makes sense. And that's where I'll stick up for him. But look, no, I will say, I have committed the football cardinal sin, and I have doubted the GOAT. And I apologise to the GOAT. I got it wrong. We can't drop you anymore. We have to play you. Because when you're playing under Daniel Farke...
Well, he was good under Daniel Farke.
When you're playing under Daniel Farke and David Wagner, clearly
I think I've called him Daniel Wagner a few times.
Oh, okay. Did I just get his name
No,
in as well?
no, you didn't.
Anyway, right. Pukki, basically, I'm sorry, you're fucking class.
You mentioned there playing Josh in his preferred position. I think we saw more of that on Saturday because he was kind of playing as a number 10 almost.
Yeah.
Although it kind of started in a 10 and was almost 2 up front.
Yeah.
I really liked. Look, you're Onel Hernandez's biggest fan. I've been critical of his end product at times. I think what we both agree on is Onel's incredibly exciting. I think if you can get Onel basically hugging the touchline like he was on Saturday, you've got a really good player on your hands.
Yeah.
I was never a huge fan of Sargent out wide, Eder out wide. I want wingers.
Yeah.
And I think the system that we played on Saturday, it's not going to work against every team, but that does get the best out of the quality we've got. I thought Onel was really, really proactive. And particularly for the first couple of goals. Yeah. His just athleticism and energy did put defenders on the back foot. And
well, look again. If you look at Onel's stats, by the way, the amount of chances that he has set up, we've not taken them. Yeah. But this whole end product thing is just lazy. It's honestly just lazy.
I don't think it's lazy.
It is lazy, Jack. People have done that thing where it's become a common opinion.
It's not lazy.
But it's actually it is because you've just backed up Kieran Dowell, yeah. But actually, you won't back up Onel, despite the fact that he's had a similar amount of game time. Really, he's just come on for 2 minutes here, 5 minutes here.
Yeah, but I think you've got a bigger sample size with Onel.
Okay.
Look, I'm praising him, and you've turned it into a negative.
Yeah. Well, I just want to let me beat. I need to beat you with the stick now because you made me apologise to Timu Pukki.
You feel a bit bitter, don't you?
Last podcast, you came out with an absolute shocker. Standard.
Not like me.
You said that under Dean Smith, we had loads of shots in loads of games. Yes. You basically said in all the Dean Smith games this season, we've always had loads of shots.
I think I said we should have kept Dean Smith, and Wagner was a huge mistake.
Right.
What have you found? What have you been digging?
You've got
too much time on your hands.
I have found a statistic, Jack. Norwich City games with 20 plus shots this season.
Yeah.
Dean Smith.
Yeah.
3 games out of 26.
Yeah.
David Wagner, 2 out of 2.
So Smith's had more. Because that's what I'm saying.
Basically, you're full of shite. You've fabricated a statistic.
It would be interesting to see how many games above 15 shots.
Oh, come off it.
No, it would be interesting.
Come bloody off
it. There's your homework for next week.
Anyway. Dowell-Dino, absolutely
really
on fire.
Yeah.
I just can't stop thinking about it enough.
The first goal was beautiful.
Unbelievable.
I think we also need to talk about
Go on.
Kenny McLean, because I think for the Pukki magic and the Dowell-Dino goodness and the Hernandez touchline hugging,
it was a bloody McLean masterclass.
Kenny McLean allowed that whole operation to tick.
Honestly, he
was the cog in the engine.
He is now the Scottish Iniesta. And I wish that was a joke. He is unbelievable right now. His form is incredible. Like, and what he's, I'm telling you, and I know I've fed this, but I want to see him as captain. I just like it. I just like it.
Did you see the video of the celebrations for the?
Yeah. What did he say again when he was?
That's what we fucking do.
That's what we fucking do in his Scottish voice, obviously.
And you know what? That was probably my highlight because it is what we do.
And do you know what? I love a comeback story.
Yeah.
And he's gone from scapegoat to now.
The GOAT.
Norwich fans are like, this guy is unbelievable. And honestly, thank goodness that Kenny is starting to get the credit he deserves. Again, he does the ugly stuff so well.
Yeah, again, it's another player I think will benefit hugely from the system.
Yeah.
More shockingly, I've done my research this week.
Wow.
I read some bits from Michael Bailey, and it was basically saying that Kenny McLean's role in that side and the way he was deployed allowed things to happen. So Norwich are playing with a two centre-backs, Hanley and Big Andy.
Yes.
In possession, McLean was often dropping in behind those two. And what that allowed, Chris, was Dimi Anulis and Max Aarons to push so high up.
Yes.
And it allowed numbers in attack. And it allowed crosses. And Kenny McLean, because he was so deep, had to play these long passes. And I don't think we've seen that too much this season. But my God, he was playing them well.
Do you know what? I am starting to... I say starting. Isn't it incredible? We've played one game, smashed someone 4-0, and I feel like I'm appreciating the players in their positions more. Like, I feel like they belong to their position and they're contributing more in their... This sounds a bit basic, but do you get what I mean?
We needed the 4-0.
But what made me think that is I've just followed a new Norwich City Twitter account, and I'm going to give them a special shout out.
They're very good.
At NCFC_analysis1 is the handle. And everything that Jack just described there in terms of the shape of the team and how it flows between offense and defense, all of that stuff, go and follow them on Twitter. Really impressive. And when you look at their thread talking about the Preston game, you know, they've said very, very clearly already that, you know, that Wagner has already put his stamp on things.
Yeah.
It's so exciting.
I think I think under new managers, you'll get that new manager bounce, won't you? And that's often nothing really to do with structure, but it's to do with, you know, players wanting to cement their place and a bit more energy.
Yeah.
What we've seen with Wagner is quite incredible because, yes, we've had that bounce, but that hasn't come through passion or like stuff like that. It's everything. The system's changed. The players have changed. The roles have changed. And you go, my God, if he can do that in a week and a bit.
I know.
I mean,
I know exactly.
You're suddenly going, oh, we're finishing 12th too. I can't see us finishing outside the top two.
I agree. Let's talk about Wagner himself. Let's talk about Wagner.
I love him. I love him.
Just everything he's saying is just exactly what we want to hear. But
did you see with the canary call clip?
Yes.
Yeah, so good. So the guy described it as fark ball on Viagra, which I love, and it's so true.
Big up Canary Call, by the way.
So
you always get some real characters on there. A couple of other Wagner points. One people don't know about yet, but I don't think. And one we all know about because we've all seen the post-match video afterwards. Of course, Wagner said in his previous press conference that it's a non-negotiable. The players must go to the supporters to show them appreciation after a game. It's what a David Wagner team does. Now, I love the fact, and I'm actually going to... the players, I think, were so used to sort of giving it a little bit of a clap and then walking straight off, that David Wagner obviously literally was... I say pushing. He was slapping their backside,
I was about to say...
wasn't he?
The Liam Gibbs one, I was about to say slap. It was a spank.
Yeah, and good.
And Liam Gibbs looked like he enjoyed it.
Well, I tell you what, I would bend over for Wagner as well if he beats us. Honestly, David Wagner, mate, if you're winning 4-0, I'd let him spank me. If you offered me 4-0 every week, I'd let him spank me. I would. It's true.
Get your Valentine's gift to Wagner.
Anyway, the other thing, apart from the spank towards the fans, but by the way, let's just zoom in on that moment.
On the spanking?
No, the moment of appreciation between the players and the fans.
It was glorious. It was
the
really
Yellow
nice
Army,
to see.
That's the bloody respect that our away fans deserve. Absolute heroes.
You know what it is? It is because...
They travel and they travel and they travel. And honestly... When the average away fan, they go to every bloody away game.
Yeah.
No matter where.
Yeah.
Sun or shine, snow or sleet.
And you know what? Like, I certainly did it. You would have done it. Like, when you're 16, 17, 18, you haven't got too much cash. You're working in the week doing your paper rounds or whatever. To be able to afford Club Canary.
It's expensive.
And tickets. And you spend all of your money on it. And you know what? Like, you have those years are so glorious. And then life gets in the way and you get ground down by your mortgage. And, like, you don't do it anymore. But those guys will remember, though, that moment forever. They're the moments you go for.
It is, honestly, I know this sounds a bit rough and ready, but that is the respect that us Norwich fans deserve. And I know that there'll be players watching this, because they do, and people inside the club. That's the respect that us Norwich fans deserve. So you make sure that you keep showing your appreciation to the fans because of what you said, Jack. Well, never before. The cost of living crisis and all of that stuff is so important. And that moment of togetherness was epic.
I thought
it's
it was
only
great.
the first game.
Yeah.
What are we going to see? What are we going to see when we go 3 unbeaten? What's Wagner going to do?
I don't know, and I'm kind of scared.
I can't wait.
I mean, Liam Gibbs is already thinking, blimey, I might be on the physio table soon.
And here's the one that I don't think people know about, because I was told about it today on the phone. After the match, the players, or a player, is obviously then pulled for their post-match interview. Now, David Wagner was alongside, I think it was Kenny for this. Kenny did the post-match, didn't he?
Yes.
The Scottish Iniesta himself. And David Wagner had actually said to a member of Norwich City staff, where's their warmer coat? Where's their warmer coat? I don't want them, in a nice way, because he's polite. He's not arrogant, unlike some people that used to be in the role. He said, look, these boys need to stay warm. Make sure they have their large coats on. And I know that sounds a bit like, I think that's like those little details.
Yeah, they go a long way.
They go a long way. And so all of this stuff, like, people say, oh, it's just fluff and blah, blah, blah. No, it's not. All of these little things, clapping the fans, warmer coats. He wanted his players to recover. So they didn't want them standing out there in the cold with their light jackets on. David Wagner, I love that from you.
I would love Wagner to be at my house every time I go outside and go, have you remembered your jacket? Because sometimes I do forget it and I regret it.
Yeah, good. Bally Mumba. Hey, Mumba.
If only the weekend
Mumba, oh, bally, bally. Hey,
was
Mumba.
missing something after
Mumba,
the 4-0.
Oh, bally, bally. Hey, Mumba.
Ipswich, Plymouth, top, like, big game in League One. Plymouth top, Sheffield Wednesday second, Ipswich third, right? Picture this. Portman Road, packed out. Ipswich are thinking they're going to beat Plymouth.
Classic.
Ipswich winning 1-0 and probably the better side up until that point. Going well. Big goal. 93rd minute. Who scores it? And what
hey,
a goal.
Mumba, oh, bally, bally. Hey, Mumba.
And the amazing thing is now is like the momentum swing of that goal gives. Plymouth remain top. Sheffield Wednesday sitting second. Ipswich just outside the automatics.
Oh, that's crushing.
Just a brilliant goal.
Absolutely superb. And it was honestly an absolute worldie.
And taking the Ipswich bit out of it, which is hard because it's incredibly funny. Mumba has had an unbelievable season.
Well, I've said it. I think you said it. Maybe I'll give you a bit of credit. Lots of people have said it. I think that boy, he is the oven ready. Dare I use that phrase?
Just got to preheat it.
He is the oven ready Maxi Aaron's replacement. He really is. And I tell you what, we've just turned up the temperature on him. And I can start to see the cheese melting on top of the shepherd's pie in the oven. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know when you first put it and you think, forget about it.
Cheese on a shepherd's pie?
And then you think, no, not shepherd's pie. Cottage pie? No. What do you put on is it cheese on shepherd's pie?
I mean,
cheese
you
on
can
something.
do. You can put cheese on anything.
Always get cheese in it, up the cheese truck.
Maybe a lasagna.
Yeah, a lasagna. That's what I'm thinking. Get that cheese crisping over. And I feel like we're about to see the cheese start to crisp. You can tell we've just won 4-0. Bally Mumba, what a boy. Seriously.
Bally Mumba gets me excited. You know what?
Does he get you going though?
Because we're obviously still going to have Max here next season because we're going to the Premier League. Bally Mumba at right wing excites me.
Bally Mumba anywhere excites me.
Yeah, that's valid. At Portman Road scoring goals excites me.
Honestly. Up the Bally.
Bally Mumba, well done. Should we get on some Twitter questions?
Oh, yes.
Let's do it now.
Before we do Twitter questions, I've just seen, this is breaking news, I've just seen an article being released on the EDP. Norwich City's new manager, David Wagner, was seen at the Warwick Arms pub in NR2 after the Canaries win against Preston.
Brilliant.
this literally, it's hashtag Wagner Watch now. Hashtag Wagner Watch. This week he's been found in the Warwick Arms.
What do you think?
Love it.
Wagner, he's so handsome and well put together. He doesn't strike me as an ale guzzler.
I don't care what he eats, what he drinks. Just keep doing more of it.
I reckon he's a soda and lime type man.
Well, he clearly looks after himself.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
He looks so good, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. Right, I'm starting.
Go on then.
Jake, NCFC Jake. Hello, Jake.
Yep.
City Till I Die is his bio.
Yep.
We love that, Jake. Statement. HMS Piss the League is ready to sail.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Jake.
And I'm looking behind me for a reason. Because...
God, that's sloppy from us.
Because the sailor hats are there. And at which point do the hats come out to play?
Well, look, I think we need to ask you guys in the YouTube comments.
Because Jake's right. He's seen HMS Piss the League and the engines are fired up.
Do we wear the hats when we start getting to the playoffs? Do we sort of go on an unbeaten game run? What do the people want?
If we win on Saturday, we'll be in the top 6.
I'll tell you what, it's been a long...
We've kept them warm.
It's been a long time.
It has. I really want to wear it now, but I can't.
I'll tell you one thing. I'm saying this to the camera now, and I've not even asked you permission, but you are going to do it. If Norwich City how dare I? When Wagner takes us to Wembley...
Stop saying Wembley. We're going up automatically.
Jack and I will be wearing these at Wembley. Don't you dare put that on.
Oh, so close.
Yeah, I know you were.
It's
you really want to,
it's
don't
difficult
you?
to
And
hold.
that's what Wagner does to you.
Yeah.
That's what Wagner does when he gets his wand out.
Yeah.
He excites you.
He does, yeah.
Good. Right.
Really
next question, because this is getting weird. Harv has actually come back for a bit. He wants to have a fight here.
Does he?
Statement. You both laughed when I said we would finish third and next 5 games unbeaten. Do you agree now? All aboard Greater Wanglia.
You know what I love about Harv? His name on itself isn't good enough, so he's named himself twice. Harv.
Love that.
Look, we did laugh. First they laugh, then they watch, then they follow. And Harv, we're following you on all aboard HMS Piss the League.
What is it about wands at the moment, Jack? We've got a name that's come into our Twitter account here. Keith and his wand. Profile picture is, I need to be careful. No, it's a couple of dogs, to be fair. Everyone likes a bit of... Right, let's quickly move on. Statement was at the game and it was all that good. If this is going forward, I'm all in for the ride. Kenny was magnificent. Captain material. Wagner loves him.
Yeah.
So Wagner does love Kenny. What are your thoughts on that? It's just obvious.
Yeah, I think he does, doesn't he? He mentioned it very early on that he likes what Kenny's about. And this is what we said about...
I've just seen a hell of a shout.
This is why we said that Wagner would be a good fit, is because the way he likes to play football, we have the players to carry out those roles.
Yeah, we do. And speaking of players to carry out roles, Matt Gregory, this is shout of the show for me. Statement. We won at Preston as we trained in the dark at Colney. Also, is Kieran Dowaldino the 22-23 Marco Stiepermann? I think that is a cracking shout.
First point there, I love the fact we were trading in the dark.
Yeah, good.
Just saying to the lads, you know what, if you want it, come get it.
Well, I think they need to make it more difficult. It's clearly too easy.
Yeah, playing dark. Is Kieran Dowell... I think he's a different player to Stiepermann, but I mean, if we find the role for him, he's gonna do well.
There's just we're gonna have to get through so many of these questions and the statements tonight are just flying. Chaz Tats says statement. The poop deck has been scrubbed. The captain's quarters are ready for McLean. The Laken's barrels are full. HMS Piss the League is ready and waiting to set sail. Also, any more watch-alongs planned?
Yeah, there are. Stay tuned.
TNC watch-alongs.
You know, Chaz Tats mentioned Laken's there, so we're both doing dry January.
Yes.
And I'm incredibly worried about February because I've got a couple of boxes of Laken's in the garage.
Oh, I'm absolutely demolishing.
And I am going to get so stuck in to those when Norwich City continue to win 4-5-0.
You need to make sure you keep going with your whatever it is, your North
Yeah, but
challenge.
No, that's January. That'll be done. February.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
I'm going all in.
You're making up for lost time.
I like this from Ron.
Yeah.
Listen to this for a name, by the way.
By the way, Ron who?
It gets better because Ron, great name.
Yeah.
Surname Marrero.
Wow. That's the name of the
Ron
show.
Marrero.
Name of the episode.
Unreal. Ron Marrero says, do you know if we've signed a new winger called Onel Fernandez? The pre-match announcer kept saying it to the point that I will miss it during the next game.
Yeah, it's true. They did have a player called Fernandez, didn't they?
No, but apparently they were saying Onel Fernandez.
Well, I think there was actually...
There was a Fernandez for Preston.
Oh.
But he was saying about Onel Fernandez.
I think old Ronnie's just had too many Lakens.
It reminds me of... I went to Everton away when... Who scored in the last minute?
No.
It was
the Shrubeni salute?
No.
You weren't at that one, I was
No.
gonna say.
Everton away when Seb Bassong scored in the last minute.
The Bass.
And sat next to me was Danny Pacheco, but that's not the story.
Right,
the
go on.
story is, in terms of pre-match announcers, can you remember Thomas Hitzelberger?
Yes.
Well, the pre-match announcer
Where are you
thought
going
he
here?
was funny.
Yeah.
Every time he announced Thomas Hitzelberger's name, he'd say, Everton's number 6, Thomas Hitzelberger and chips.
No.
And it was just the strangest thing. And he persisted with it.
And did he keep his job afterwards?
Don't know.
We'll never know. Carl Ollie says, statement, you will never see Kenny McLean and Pirlo in the same room. Hashtag Norfolk Pirlo. Love that from you.
Kenny's getting a lot of love. Kenny's getting a lot of love. Lee Jones asks, is the soccer bot now on the correct setting?
Wagner's come in and he's gone.
He's turned a few knobs.
Guys, let me get my wand on this. Yeah? You've had the settings wrong. I reckon they've had the thing, I don't know, they've had the door on the wrong way around or something.
Do you reckon he's just powered it off and on?
Yeah, he's just done a force reset, isn't he? On the old soccer bot. Wagner in the soccer bot. Do you know what I want to see? Here's the content I want to see. Wagner in the soccer bot.
Yeah.
Panting his chest. Charlie Soane's statement, and honestly, this is actually I actually feel I'm getting quite passionate now because these are fucking getting me going. Charlie Soane's statement. The Wagner wheel we got a taste of against Blackburn was just the standard chocolate with marshmallow. Solid, but no final edge. However, the Wagner wheel we got a big bite out of against Preston was the one with added jam. It had the extra sweet kick of Wagner jam.
I really fancy a wagon wheel right
I'll tell you what I fancy. Some Knorr chocolate. 15% off in YouTube description.
Chris Kemp says, hi Chris.
I love the
what an amazing
I love
time.
the W's. The old Wagner this, Wagner that. I love it. Go on.
Wagner will be waving his wand all the way down Wembley Way
WWW. It brings a whole new meaning.
as we reach the playoff final. Also, Kenny should be next captain.
Lots of people are talking about it. Lots of people are
What
talking
have we
about
started with Wagner's wand?
it. Well, there's all sorts, isn't there? Wagner's at the wheel, Wagner's wand. I'm all for it, quite frankly. Why not? Jamie Everson, Ballymumba, that's it. That's the statement. Fine.
When do we start to get serious about Wembley?
Now. We got serious. I'll tell you when I became serious about Wembley. When David Wagner sat down in his press conference and smiled. You just see the twinkle in his eye, don't you? This is only going one way, and that's Wembley way.
Do you think?
No, I know. Mate, the league is shit. And David Wagner has got us playing football that, quite frankly, needs to be played after the watershed. I'm surprised they didn't upload that to Pornhub afterwards. Seriously, it was absolutely ridiculous.
Do you think
we pummeled Preston?
Do you think we're getting slightly carried away?
Yes. Do I care? No. And this is the other thing. I've seen a couple of people tweet this. Oh, you're getting carried away, and this so long. No, get carried away. That's what football's all about.
Yeah, that's true.
We have been so dry of entertainment for about a year now. Let's get carried away. Let's talk about Wagner's wand. Let's talk about David Wagner at Wembley Way. Why not?
Why not?
Go on.
At Falcon17, do you think, I haven't read this, so do you think that the Wagnerlution will be enough to get Pukki, Dowell and Hernandez to re-up?
Yes, I do.
Re-up?
I'm not sure what re-up means, but I'm all for it.
Assuming Hugo, Cantwell, new contract maybe?
Right.
I don't know. Yes,
we do. Reece Brown, question. Does Paul Pogba have a poster of Kieran Dowell in his room?
Paul
Just something
Pogba?
I've heard. Did I say bar then?
Paul Pogba.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Sounds like you were schooled Eton then. Paul Pogba.
Pogba. Not as bad as you with your Atanasi Arsenal.
That was bad.
That was an absolute stinker.
I used to
By the way, Kieran Dowell's new chant. Any interest?
What a new chant?
Get down on it, come on, yeah. Get down on it, really want it. Get down on it, come on.
Is that a new chant, or have you just made that?
Get down on it, come on, yeah.
I like
Get down on it. No, it's an actual chant.
Is it?
Yeah, it's an actual chant.
like
It's
that.
coming to Carrow Road soon. You're next. Go.
Lenny Millington. I love that.
That is the name of someone that is just elite in life.
Yeah.
Like, works in finance, done it for 30 years.
But Lenny Millington's actually a young lad.
Oh, right. Love
But
love that.
he's got a future in finance,
Yeah,
clearly.
clearly.
Question, do you think we'll see David Wagner do what Alex Neil did in 2014-15? Put Norwich on a fantastic run and get us promoted? If we do, is there a promotion party at Laken's?
Well, one,
yes.
You've clearly been listening to the podcast last week because we've said this absolutely stinks, whiffs, pongs, hums, reeks of Alex Neil 2015.
Yeah.
It reeks of it. It stenches of it. In fact, Norfolk County Council have had a number of complaints as Carrow Road just stinks so much these days of promotion. It does. It does. Honestly, they thought there was a problem. Honestly, they thought, Norfolk County Council thought there was a problem with the waterworks. But then Norwich City Football Club said, look, I'm really sorry, it's me. It's me.
It's not you, it's me.
Yeah.
Oh. Jaden, statement. Give Kenny the armband now.
So many people
I've been harsh on him over the past 12 months, but he's an excellent leader. The most vocal and best leader on the pitch.
God, that gets me
And
going.
Kez replies, good to see him finally getting the respect he deserves.
Do you know what I love? The fact that the Norwich fans are just like backing the boys now. Like, so many of these Norwich fans are just backing the boys with pure passion. I love it. A man that we've not discussed in this podcast so far. We said it last time on the pod, who would thrive under Wagner. He absolutely is thriving right now. Maxi Aarons, the Barcelona-bound boy. Statement from Toby Cutting. Maxi Aarons looked different class on Saturday. You can see him getting back to his best and better under Wagner's wand.
Lots of B's and lots of W's.
So many people say Wagner's wand. By the way, if you've got to this point, as always, we're going to share all of your posts on social media, Twitter and Instagram especially. Tag at TalkNorwichCity. But this time, and I want evidence, I don't want them cheating, Jack. You need to hashtag Wagner's wand, okay? And we will share all of them as a thanks for your support.
Who was that? Who asked that?
Do you agree? Hashtag Wagner's wand?
Yeah, absolutely.
Not Hannah's wand, Wagner's wand.
Wagner's wand.
Toby Cutting said it.
Toby Cutting spot on. And look, we said, didn't we, that Max could really thrive. I loved that interview he did with Chris Gorham.
Oh God, that got me going.
But he's backed it up. Like, it's all well and good saying that, you know, you're excited. To back it up is another thing, and Max has been and will continue to be brilliant.
Freddie Humphrey agreed. Freddie Humphrey Wakefield rave, not rant.
We haven't had a rave for a while.
Rave.
When was our last
I
rave?
actually can't remember my last rave. The raves are back.
That's when you know things are going well.
We put the podcast question post up every single time. Rants, raves, statements, questions.
Yeah.
No one ever does raves.
No.
The first rave in months, maybe even years, Freddie Humphrey Wakefield. Prime Norwich City are back, baby. All aboard the Wagner bus.
We're back, baby. That reminds me of that chant, that shout from Kenny McLean. It's what we fucking do.
Yeah, but it is what we do, isn't it? Oh, I love this from William Catchpole. He simply says, "We've got Super David Wagner. He knows exactly what we need. Hanley at the back, Sergeant in attack. We're going to win the Champions League."
I knew that things were going well because I think
I'm going to kill over. There's too much positivity. I'm not used to.
You're probably reserved when it comes to away days. Like, you'll do a few a season, but like you're not.
I thought you meant chance.
No. Like going to away days.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But literally 10 minutes after the final whistle on Saturday, I just done my video.
You're going to do me dirty here, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. Go on.
And I looked at my phone and it was WhatsApp, Chris Reeve. In our group, me, you and Craigo. And I was like, I wonder what Chris, probably just raving about, you know, Wagner.
Yeah.
And you simply put, Wigan away, question mark? That's such a long way.
No. Wagner's at the wheel.
Jordan Howard. I just wanted to answer this. He says thoughts on Todd ultimately leaving. Look, I think
Way to bring the mood down.
Yeah, a little bit. I saw something today. So I think we can all probably now know, certainly after Wagner's comments around Todd and Hugel, that he's not in the future plans. And I think he was actually quite complimentary about them both and said, good players, good blokes, just don't fit in. And I get that. I saw something today that...
I just started thinking about people hashtagging Wagner's Wand. Sorry, I just can't believe it. What is going on? Hashtag Wagner's Wand. I just zoned out. Just started thinking about Wagner's Wand. Sorry, you continue on. Sorry.
Wagner, yeah.
I just started zoning out into Wagner's Wand.
No, all I was going to say about Todd is I think he will be off. I think
yes,
not just with Todd, but with all players. Let's just be nice on their final kind of exit.
Yes,
because I think.
Don't you think people will be nice?
I don't know. I think Todd's got a few little bits going on in his life at the moment that may, like footballers face. I think we often forget those things.
Yeah.
So I think we've just got to be nice and realise that we had a couple of really good seasons with Todd. Yes, it maybe hasn't worked out how we all hoped and he would have hoped.
You want to see a local lad do well,
yeah.
don't you?
But
right?
all I'm saying is these guys have stuff going on in their lives, much like us, and often you don't know
the other thing that I've said all the way through, which hasn't got me Christmas cards from some supporters, but it's just the way it is. I can assure you that when Todd eventually moves on, you will hear his side of the story. So at the moment, just think about who's saying what and where it's coming from, and maybe you should judge the situation when you've heard from Todd, and not official club stuff, right? I think that's really important that you give Todd. But do you know what? I do think it's a loud minority, Jack, on Todd.
Yeah.
I actually think when he goes, I think that the Yellow Army will all celebrate what we've seen of Todd, and I will always hold very dearly in my Norwich City career supporting the boys those goals against the biggest clubs in England: Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal. Do you remember that penalty? Do you remember that penalty against Tottenham?
Oh, Top Bins, wasn't it?
The Top Bins one.
Keepy ups.
Did the keepy ups on the way. We've had some class moments. So I think Todd will go with the Yellow Army's blessing.
Yeah, me too. Paul
go on.
Wants to make a correction to the Guinness Book of Records.
Okay, go on.
Paul says, got an issue with the Guinness Book of Records. They say that the world's biggest goat was British, 1.1 metres tall, called Mostyn Moorcock, and owned by Pat Robinson. This is wrong.
What are you reading out?
This is wrong. The world's biggest goat is 1.8 metres tall and called Timu Pukki, owned by Norwich City, all aboard HMS Pista playoffs.
No. Wagner's at the wheel. Wagner's at the wheel. Do you know what? That's who's posting that again?
That was Paul.
That's question of the show.
Oh, Wagner, do you know what it's worth? Gegenpressing is the best on earth.
Is that it? Any other lyrics?
He's come from Young Boys to Norwich City. He's gonna take us to the Premier League.
Have you just made that up?
No,
that's actually class.
The Norwich City soccer bot has.
Oh. Do you know what? I'm actually all aboard for that show.
Yeah, not bad, is it?
Jameson Gray, if you could choose what celebration Wagner has with the Barclay after a win, what would you want it to be? Example, I know where this is going. Farker used to do the arm waves.
Does Jameson have a suggestion?
Do you know what I want to see? Na. Wagner's at the wheel. Wagner's at the wheel. I think I want to see a wheel action. That's what I want to see.
Wheel action.
What do you want to see?
That. Jamie Clark. Question, and I like this question.
No, hang on. I need to rewind because that is my sort of thing that I just fucking love to think about. Can you imagine Wagner's first league win at Carrow Road and what he is going to do towards the Barclay? I dread to think. I actually think I might pass out through pure passion.
Imagine it at Wembley.
I actually can't. I'll cry. Do you know what? Do you know what I think Wagner's going to do? I think I can see Wagner. By the way, can I just say it is actually Wagner?
Yeah.
But I'm pronouncing it Wagner so we can get in Wagner's one.
Wagner's at the veal.
But apparently,
Wagner's at the veal.
there is. I promise you, we're on T, not Lakens. And the Huddersfield fans said that they called him Wagner, but they're Northern, so they just call him Wagner. But his name is Wagner. Anyway, I reckon Wagner's got a bit of the old badge pant in him. Honestly, if David Wagner badge pants, I'm going to keel over. And I worry for my safety. I'm on the edge.
Good way to go.
Absolutely. I'll die a happy man.
Jamie Clark, and I like this because it's just straight to the point.
Go on.
What the hell was Dean Smith doing during his reign? Smith didn't progress the team and didn't play the football he said he would. Wagner has said what football he wants to play and just done it.
I think the thing you've got to think about is you've got to laugh, if not you'll cry. But let's bring this up though, and this was a question on a couple of podcasts ago. People were saying, why didn't we sack Dean Smith before the World Cup? Because you're looking at, I don't know, it's early doors, but we're getting carried away. If we'd done it pre-World Cup, Wagner would have had that lovely trip to Tampa. He would have came back with an even stronger tan.
Yeah.
God knows what he would have done with his one.
But we wouldn't have had the fun of Alan Russell.
That wasn't fun, Jack. That was turgid. It was shit.
It was quite fun. It was fun for a little bit. It was fun.
What was fun about Alan Russell in charge?
The first press conference, that was quite fun.
Oh, to be fair, it was.
And the fact he carried Christina Aguilera once.
And by the way, on a very serious note, big up Alan Russell because I thought you were about to laugh then. Seriously, big up Alan Russell because defensively from set pieces this season, we have been a lot better. Seppo says, no questions, just want to say, Wagner's at the wheel. At the wheel. Wagner's at the wheel. Love that, Seppo.
What I think we've noticed from this pattern of questions.
Yes.
People are allowing themselves to get carried away. You know what? Good.
Yeah, good. Get carried away.
Yeah.
Enjoy them. I think people have forgotten that football is about enjoying yourself and enjoying. Everyone's bogged down in XG this and XG that, and we're not playing in the Just enjoy the lads. Just back the boys. Pump it full of passion at Carrow Road. That's what it's all about, isn't it? That's why we turn up.
You hate XG, don't you?
Oh, well, Wagner hates XG as well, by the way.
Well, no, he doesn't.
So you can
hate
enjoy that.
He says he doesn't. What did he say? I think to be fair, he did say he doesn't like stats.
And there you go. When
I saw that, I winced because I thought, Chris has got
no.
Zeki, who sold you your shirt dealer,
big up Zeki,
said this squad was always good enough, but Smith was holding them back. They'll continue to flourish.
Good, I agree. I love that from you. Cammy Wagner's Yellow Army on Twitter. He's actually. I'm gonna try and get to the camera here, Jack.
This never ever.
I know it never works, but we've actually got Wagner photoshopped as Christ the Redeemer. I mean, that's just quite something, isn't it?
You carry on. I'm just gonna message our graphic designer Stephen,
right?
Because something's just popped into my head,
right,
that I need to see. And I'll forget about it.
And I've just got to continue talking?
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you for watching the podcast so far. I really appreciate it. I think the vibe that I'm getting from this show in terms of the questions and some of the statements, the fact that we've got raves back, it's not just the fact that we're getting carried away. It's the fact that people are believing again. And I think that's the most important
belief.
That was the one thing that David Wagner said, we need to believe.
We
need to be together again. And for me, it's looking like it's here already, Jack.
Not only is it hugely important for fans, because ultimately that's why we pay good money to watch our football club, it's huge for the players. And I think there will be moments this season where Norwich City do go behind in games. Won't be many. I think we'll just romp most teams.
Yeah, agreed.
But there'll be a couple of times when we go 1-0 down and we end up winning 5-1.
Yeah,
but
agreed.
Under Dean Smith, when you went 1-0 down,
game over.
You knew you were losing.
You may as well have just left the stadium.
And not only was that a system thing, I think that was a confidence thing as well. They didn't believe they could get back into it. And I think now we had it under peak Farker days and under Lambert and under Alex Neil, whoever has been successful in the Championship. You have to have it.
Yes.
And you go behind, you're
Yes.
still confident you'll win.
Yes.
We saw it with West Brom at the weekend, 2-0 down away at Luton, win 3-2.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have happened under their former manager. It is now.
Yeah.
And I think Wagner has got those boys under his spell.
Yes.
And they will do anything for him.
And
I'm excited. Can you tell?
yeah, no, and good. It's
Yeah.
about time I saw you speak sense and actually feel excited. I'll tell you what's also massive in the Championship is momentum.
Yeah.
And I look at these next few games and I think,
So it's Coventry next
Yeah.
on the telly.
Coventry away. Now,
Are you
look,
confident?
I've said this season that Coventry, after being an absolute pub team at Carrow Road,
They were awful.
and when I say pub team, I mean fucking pub team. One of the worst outfits I've seen at Carrow Road in years.
Yeah.
But since then, they've turned into a brilliant, brilliant Championship side, and full credit to them.
But weirdly,
But get through that game, Jack. You've then got Birmingham at home. Birmingham. They're looking turgid at the moment. Spoken to a couple of our good Birmingham friends, Will and Brummy Joe. And
legend.
they're saying, apart from Big John Ruddy, we're in the shit.
Wow.
So I like that.
So that's 3
and then
wins
all
in
of
a
a
row.
sudden,
Yeah.
you've got 3 wins in a row, and then who comes to town?
Vincent Kompany's Burnley.
Yeah. Statement win. Boom. Dethrone them.
So we beat them. That's 4 in a row.
On a serious note, if we can get through... No, do you know what? Sod that, Chris. Get rid of that attitude. Beat Coventry away.
Yeah.
Beat them.
Yeah.
And comfortably too. 3, maybe?
Yeah, I'll take 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like 4, but I'll take 3.
Yeah.
Yeah? Pookie Hattie, maybe?
Is he starting? Is he not
Yeah.
dropping into it? Yeah.
Definitely not. Momentum.
Yeah. 2 wins on the bounce. Just think about this.
Imagine the passion against Birmingham. Imagine O'Neill. He's going to score against Birmingham, isn't it? Carrow Road. Shirt will be off.
2 wins
guaranteed.
on the bounce. Carrow Road, light show.
Oh,
Wagner's wand. Flags.
God.
Norwich is going to be bouncing. Do we play Birmingham in February? Because I bloody hope so. Because I want a beer.
Oh, I tell you what.
When do we?
Tell you what.
What date do we play Birmingham?
What date do the playoff final tickets get announced? That's what I want to know.
One of my friends the other day was saying he's not doing damp Jan. No, sorry, he's not doing
Damp January? What's
He's
that?
not doing dry January. He's doing damp January.
Right.
So it's not like fully wet January.
Right.
You're
a
allowed
little
a
bit damp.
couple, and I was thinking,
Right.
I am going to do dry January.
Right,
I've
okay.
come this far.
Yes, good. Well done.
Oh, the 28th of January we play them.
Unlucky. Jack.
We play Burnley in February.
Look, Wagner's at the wheel. We
2,
are
3,
looking
4,
good.
5, 6.
Yes, it's only 1 game in, but I think we could be at the beginning of a Wagnerlution.
I've just gone through our fixtures.
Have you counted up the points?
I can't see us losing a single game for the next 12.
No. Wagner's at the wheel. Yeah, but seriously, Burnley at home, you've got to draw that at least.
Yeah.
And they're meant to be the best team in the league.
The only game I've looked in the next 13 that relatively
Tell me a
scares
game you don't like. Go on.
Sheffield United.
Yeah, they're good.
But even then, we're playing them at home, and we nearly beat them away. So that's a win.
Yeah.
So then you're looking at it, and you're going, I think we're going unbeaten rest of the season.
And do you know what I like about the fact that we're starting to play teams that we've already played once? It's the fact that all of a sudden we become unpredictable. They can only do so much research.
That's true.
And Wagner could still do some tinkering as well.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
I don't... Get confident.
Yeah.
Get confident.
Suddenly the playoffs look pessimistic. Suddenly I'm looking at people going, we're getting in the playoffs, and I'm looking at them going, who's shitting your cornflakes?
Wagner's at the wheel. At the wheel.
What we must say,
Yes.
Nor,
Yes.
money off,
Yes.
in the description.
Norman off.
Lakens will be glad we're doing dry January because
Yes.
they needed to brew like crazy.
Yeah, they
'Cause
do,
We
yeah.
literally drank them dry over Christmas.
Yes.
Money off there, link
Yeah.
in the description. And you know what? Not only do they support us, but take advantage of their deal.
Yeah, good. I like
Because
that.
because
Yeah,
it's
that's
stupidly cheap.
good. Yeah, and why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I always feel bad buying it 'cause I'm like, this
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
feel right.
And don't forget, if you retweet our pinned post, you will be entered into a very special prize draw to win
Money can't buy.
a Dennis Shrebeni icon card. Money can't buy, but a retweet on Twitter can.
How much do you think that's worth?
I mean, God knows. Do you remember what I remember about these, Jack? Is when he actually put icon on the card, like, I couldn't believe it.
And
like,
that was unprompted.
Like, he just did it.
Yeah.
He just went, icon?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, amazing. Miss Dennis.
Yeah, what a boy.
Miss Dennis.
Grossly underrated.
That was huge amounts of fun.
Good. See you after the next win.
Yeah. Good to see you, mate.